This is what, 8 months in the making.
Oh.
So this is the official first episode of D20 Dynasty, um, which is Cyberpunk Rewired. So not too bad, not too bad. For episode 0, what we're gonna do is introduce our players and their characters and just kind of BS a little bit about the world. Today is kind of a momentous occasion that concerns a couple of things and a couple of players. But if you know, August 20th, 2023 is when the Arasaka bombing happened, which is why this day was picked for starting it. Everybody is doing something along the same lines that we are today because it's a once in a lifetime chance to be here on this day. So, I guess first we'll start off. We've already rolled initiative, so we know how speaking order is going to be. So we'll start it off with Taz and her character.
Hello. My character's name is Ivy Rose. She's from Manchester, and she's a rocker
See?
boy.
So like Manchester, like so
Don't
you
know.
must like the football team, Manchester United, huh? Or
No, actually, I'm a Liverpool fan.
ugh, see, now we're real life enemies. But
Well,
you know. So why a rocker boy?
can't all be perfect, right?
Hey, I guess. So why a rocker boy? What made you go that route?
Honestly, I don't know. I was told that this would be a good character for me to play.
Well,
So we're going to give it a shot.
Well, just understand that they can shape the world through one person at a time. The one person can change a city can change a state can change a nation, so on and so forth. Oh, all right. Who was next? I think that
Me.
was So go ahead with yours.
So my character's name is Max Zorganov, 42 years old. He was born in 2005. Fought in a couple wars. He lives a very depressed life, and his motive is trying to get revenge.
All right. Why did you go with the solo lawman route?
It and all in all, it kind of fits his character's motives.
Mm-hmm.
It all plays into one single goal of, and I think Max is a representation of one side of me, one side of like me as a person. So,
Gotcha. All right. And next up is
Read motives.
Jesus. So, what's a little bit about Creed?
Creed is pretty nonchalant. He got a way of looking at life that's been shaped because of his past, and it's hard for him to grow feelings for anything because he has this paranoia of what he calls the jester that always plays a wicked joke of every time he wants something or every time something goes well for him, death follows.
Okay.
So
yeah. Essentially like the bad form of karma.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And what is the inspiration or reason being that you went with the solo route and this character?
Honestly, it's from I started from the anime series Gungrave Brandon Heat, but I actually went with it's an anime series called Black Cat, and a lot of his background actually follows Black Cat's background.
Gotcha.
Uh, Train Hartnett and Creed actually is Train Hartnett's rival, so that's where the name came from.
Gotcha. I think next up would be Nixie.
Yes, I am playing Nixie. I came from a privileged background and I am a media. I have a robotic panther that acts as an assistant to me at times. I love attention and I love pain to give it and receive it and finding the truth about nonsense.
What was the motivation behind Nixie?
It is out of my comfort zone. It is something different. So I decided to try to do something I've never played before and would never be in real life.
Okay. And lastly for right now, since we're down one player, is McFly.
What's up, all you net runners out there? It's your boy, Marcus Julio Ricardo Montoya De La Rosa Morrison, aka McFly. Are you ready to Jackie?
Jesus.
I've gone with a net runner because it's a very fun and technical role. And it gives me a bunch of freedom to do stuff that I want to do. It's
Gotcha.
it's not as linear as just being shooting pow pow or a famous person. So I just wanted to try a different role, and that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah.
So as far as McFly's background, what's that looking like?
Just a young kid, like 19, grew up in a poor area, just hanging around doing teenage shit with his friends. Quite obsessed with old tech, like VCRs, DVD players at this point, even Blu-ray stuff like that, considering the age range. But he is also obsessed with like 80s media and pop culture. So it fits into his personality. He has a very I guess you could say old school personality when it
Gotcha.
comes to things that he enjoys.
So we're into the retro style of everything.
Everything he has sharp edges, everything's blocky, he likes big bulky stuff, so just
Gotcha.
things like that. So yeah.
So as far as where we came from with our Vampire the Masquerade over on the Only Friends podcast, now on D20 Dynasty with Cyberpunk Rewired, we'll go in the same order. What are your expectations with this campaign? And we'll start it off in the same route. So, Ivy, you'll be our first response on that.
Just have fun, like know what to expect from Cyberpunk because I've never played Cyberpunk before. So it's complete. Yeah, have a laugh.
Well, it's a different beast. Whereas VTM is more political, this is heavy on combat. But the cool thing about Cyberpunk is there is emphasis on homebrew. You didn't get to get the sneak peek like everyone else has, but I spent a lot of time consolidating my notes. So there's a multitude of locations, NPCs, shops to go into, um, and all around. Even though that it's a dark world, humor is one of those things where this group cannot keep from laughing or making fun of people. So that's going to be interesting to see. What is your expectations of this campaign, Max?
It's it's honestly to I would say the generic thing is to get to know you all better, but I kind of know you all way too. I know way too much. I know more about my family, truth be told. But um, I guess it is to try to extinguish the black part of my heart out of this character. Maybe when I finish playing with this character, I won't feel the way that I feel about certain situations in my life.
So we're basically expecting um, an ending to the misery that Max has felt most of his life into something to where he can actually, when he laughs about something, it's a true laugh and not one of those forced to seem connectable.
Yeah, it's not when he laughs, he's truly laughing. It's not to placate to society just to make someone feel better or to laugh at an unfunny joke, like just so that they feel comfortable about telling jokes about them. If it's a joyous occasion, he's going to enjoy it as much as he can. But when it comes to the ending of the joyous occasion, it's back to what he's used to. It's back to his daily grind.
Gotcha, gotcha. I believe Creed is next. What's your expectations for this campaign?
And honestly, I think I overthought it at first, trying to like make sure that I don't do something because of the VTM run, that I don't do something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I thought about it, it's like, you know what? I probably should stop overthinking it. I don't know what to expect. That's kind of the whole point. So my expectations are simply to enjoy the ride,
Yeah.
like enjoy the just unexpected.
Yeah.
I guess the best way to put it. Yeah.
So Creed doesn't have any basketballs in his arsenal of gear and
And in my
weaponry.
inventory, nah, not this one. I'm gonna prove. You know what? This is what it is. I'm gonna prove I can play a serious character. That's what this whole campaign is all about.
Well, look, I'm not going to hold you to it, but I'm sure that 3 of our other players will attempt to hold you to it. So we'll see
I
where that goes.
mean,
What is your expectations of this campaign, Nixie?
Don't honestly have any expectations, but I do hope we have a good time and maybe I'll gain a little respect from somebody one day, but I doubt it.
Are we talking character or real life?
Both.
Ah, okay. What about you, McFly? What do you expect from this campaign versus where we were with VTM?
Uh, to be honest, I kind of expect the same. At least from all the people involved, I expect there to be chaos. A bunch of random stuff happening, but I also enjoy those things, because it is fun to me. I expect to have fun because VTM was fun, but I do expect there to be a bit more character work and more just like random stuff happening because a bit more freedom in this game than the last, and that's why I'm looking forward to it more actually. So yeah.
Yeah, which you've got a sneak peek into the world building itself. Um, so I've kind of expand upon everything that I could, even though that there will be some hardcore 2020 players, Cyberpunk Red players, um, that may listen to this and wag the finger and say that's not what you're supposed to do. But at the end, it's a game that's homebrewed for some people that's played D&D. Some people got into it via, our VTM. Um, so it's molding the world to the characters and the players and how their playstyle is. So even though that it doesn't necessarily have a spot in the cyberpunk red world or the 2020 world, um, we got to mold it to fit everybody because everyone's playstyle is completely different. Um, so there's a lot of places to go, a lot of things to see, people to meet, um, and reputation to earn. Because that's one of the biggest things is in this game for everyone here involved that's playing the PCs is your reputation, um, whether it's good or bad. Um, so even if you're in battle and you think that it's better to hightail it out of there, that might be what you're known for is, running from these skirmishes to doing something as simple as, let's say, helping a little old lady cross the road. Um, you gain reputation via your community to, um, with Ivy being a rocker boy, you have that through your fans, and you have Nixie as the media to for her blog, and those types of fans to all the way to our lawman, gaining respect in your precinct and gaining reputation that way. Um, is there anything that, even though that we have our expectations covered, is there something that you would like to, as your character, experience, whether it is um, something concerning your character in general, whether it's small concerts for Ivy, whether it's detective work for Max. Um, Creed, you have a background that can kind of be molded. Um, and then, Nixie with the online media, to McFly with the net running and borderline techish stuff. Um, is there something that you want for your character to do in this world or experience at all?
Essentially, I want my character to be able to grow a connection again, because, of course, because of his background, be confident and comfortable growing a connection without the fear of the jester, I guess I should say.
Gotcha. So essentially, how it is with Max of growing as a individual, that's kind of your same path of everything that you would like for your character experience. Is actual joy in life.
Yeah, he can actually consider without being afraid and having to push everybody away so much because he's afraid they might get hurt because of his paranoia.
Gotcha. So as far as
I would
the
like to fully.
mhm,
Sorry, I would like to. You know who to the
yeah,
full potential.
gotcha. Which, as we did with our character development with Jack and VTM, we'll have some back and forths on how we want to achieve this goal, um, and then just kind of mesh it out into the story. So it's quite possible that we can achieve that. Or for Max, with everything that you're doing in becoming a detective, what's some things that you want to achieve or experience with your character, whether it's the solo side or the lawman side?
Um, as far as the lawman side, I want to be able to keep my morals, and as far as Max, I want him to keep his morals in check. Though he's lost so much, I want him to still abide by, which is people that need to be people that deserve to be judged should be judged, and the innocent people should remain innocent.
Gotcha. So it's almost like, which you could eventually become that style of character where you're less a detective and more of a Judge Dredd style
Mm,
Night City Police Department officer. So,
yeah,
it just all depends on, I guess, everything that you find out. Um,
yeah.
Okay, stop making them soft.
so let's see. Nixie, what would be some things that you want to experience in this?
On the serious part of it, to be independent from my parents and not rely on their financial support and to make my own way and not follow their footsteps. On a lighter end, knowing what we just learned tonight about Creed, I would like to expose him not being serious and expose it to the world through my media outlets.
Gotcha. What about you, McFly? What do you want your character to actually experience in this world?
As far as actual experiences, I just want to, I don't know, just experience different adventures and fun things. Like, there's a, guess there's nothing specific at the moment trying
Gotcha.
to experience. It's just going around trying to see kind of see what it can get into. Very very much a people person as a character, and just kind of want to see what kind of people are out there.
Gotcha. And with, you enjoying the retro vibe of everything, Night City itself, even though that it's a city of neon, it's still very niche in that way, of collecting the odd, the broken down. So, you might find some vintage things every now and again.
Mhm.
So, with all that kind of being discussed, episode 0, which is where we're at right now, is just kind of a building block, um, that will be thrown out so everybody kind of gets a chance to get to know your characters. I know that I told you that I eventually want to do solo recordings that have to do with either your work life, your past, and things like that, which will come eventually as well. Some things that I haven't told you is I am going to eventually go into, um, holiday episodes, like little one shots, for major holidays, Halloween, 4th of July, things like that, um, that we can implement into the world. Even though they may not be recorded on that day, that will be an episode where it'll come out on that day. So we've got different gigs that you all can do, solo, group wise, things that you might even be able to accomplish during missions. It's a big world that's been created. Even though the time of the red is volatile, there are some places that you can't go because of rubble. There's a lot of other places that you can go. Some places that should be destroyed may not be destroyed in our world. Some places that should be being rebuilt, may not even have anything touched to it. Our neighborhoods are vast. They're diverse. as far as shops go, if you can think about it, there's a chance you can buy it. We have everybody from the poor to the rich. Is there anything else that anyone wants to kind of discuss surrounding either our play or this day, which is, in the cyberpunk world is kind of a big ordeal?
Okay. I would like, I guess everybody to take the gloves off, get off mute, and let's cross-examine some of these expectations. Just for a quick segment.
Okay.
So what's up, Nixie? What was that about? What was that about?
I told you, I'm gunning for you. You just don't listen. You don't hear me when I talk.
We just started the game, and you already gunning
This
for
has
me.
been a long time coming. My character is gunning for you.
So
Dude, from
here's the thing.
VTM, he was the one who picture in your face. It wasn't me.
Ladies, let's calm down a little bit. VTM and Cyberpunk are still two different worlds.
I'm talking about VTM.
I get it, but you're gunning for him for a reason,
Yep.
Now, did it spawn from VTM or did
No.
it spawn from...
You know
so
what?
it
I
spawned-
honestly think it was the tripwire that was laid outside.
But that's
It all
VTM. She said it's
started back
not.
to
I
the
mean, look, I think it's all funny. I think it's gonna be a funny interaction. I just kind of just want to know what is the motivation behind that.
Yeah, because you got to remember, you haven't met one another.
You said what?
I said
Your
y'all hadn't
character
met
should
one
have
another.
no beef with his character.
No.
There's-
I think
y'all
it's
literally
funny.
don't
I think
get
that's
near
super
each
funny.
other.
I think that's gonna bring the humor out of my character.
I'm trying to figure out what would she be exposing him about? Like, who is he? Like, why would he need to be exposed? Like, I'm not trying to say like his character
she a
ain't important,
fan.
but at the same time, it's like, who is he to the world that you need to expose him?
Yeah.
Wait. I still want to know what was the motive. What was the motive? What's the motive?
Because you online said that my voice was annoying. So
So we're taking real life stuff.
Wow.
So hold on. You're gonna take what you're gonna say what drunk locomotive said into consideration and gun for his character whenever he's sober, which I hope he's sober during play, but we'll see.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
it wouldn't be any fun if I didn't. So
Well, look, man, I didn't know if you were gunning for
I'm
him
all
because
for it.
he's out there shirtless and things like that. So
that's whose respect you want.
no,
Essentially.
no, I don't care
notice
about
me,
his respect.
senpai.
All right.
Got me a whole stand, bro. That's crazy.
So
Why are
is
you
there
so mad? I don't understand. But I do want you to
so is there any other things that you guys want to discuss before we get out of episode 0?
Yeah, when do we get to jack in?
Well, I mean,
On top of that, Ivy Rose, how many I guess they call inputs on this in cyberpunk slang. How many inputs you have right now?
for
Somebody got to leave soon,
net running.
so we should
Oh no!
probably,
Oh,
we should probably
whoa!
start.
Inputs on in cyberpunk slang is boyfriend.
That would be moved to Ivy. So I don't know how many boyfriends it is out here.
Hey, that's one of them no comment questions right there. That's one of them
Body count going crazy.
All right.
Whoa.
Well, listen, hey, we have all discussed this, and we know.
Optimus Prime.
Well, all right, look, man. Episode 0 is out. Episode 1 is coming next.